on the previous episode.
Daryl Henderson, he's fat. He can't do anything. I'm instantly quit out. I'm done with this. I need a running back. I need someone with 85 plus speed to get me through these. What's up, YouTube world? Welcome back to the channel. Episode 3 of the No Money Spent series, and let's get into it. Alright, so we start off picking up a couple of players for the Forge solos, the last sequence. We got one more sequence to finish. After picking up JC Jackson from 80 stars and buying Antonio Gibson, we're going to pick up a couple players to help with the sacks challenge. Those seem to be a little hard. We end up picking up 83 Jonathan Allen for a decent price, I think like 20k. And we also end up buying this level pack in the store. However, I do not recommend buying it. It costs 15,000 coins for an 80 to 82 overall elite. And we end up getting Zadarius Smith 82, who only goes for 11 to 12k, so you're better off just straight buying him from the auction house. So I think this was the level, it's like a level 3 or 4 pack. Don't buy it, 15k coins, it's not worth it. So yeah, moving on into the end of the Forge solos. The Forge solos, they're difficult, I'll say, much easier on old gen in terms, if you have old gen and next gen. Next gen is a lot harder in terms of the rushing challenges, the sack challenges. But yeah, you end up getting an elite pack at the end, and we end up pulling not only this elite Matt Ryan, who sells for around 10 to 11k, but we pull the undisputed second best tight end in the NFL, in George Kittle. I end up selling him though, not because George Kittle is a bad player. He is a little slow for his base elite, but I'm prepping on getting 86 Kyle Pitts as my level 10 reward. So there's really no use of George Kittle, so I'm gonna end up selling him and picking up some players. But yeah, George Kittle realistically, his base elite, now he has a 91 version that you get at level 50, but that's going to take a while to get. But yes, as you can see, we end up selling George Kittle, I think for 76,000. He is right now, I think around 100. The market has gone up. I pulled this late Thursday night, so the market's still relatively low, and that's why after this, I end up going on a little shopping spree. I pick up Wyatt Teller, 84 right guard. Just positions that I don't have upgrades on. I'm looking at safeties. Minka was a little faster. I'd pick him up. But we settle on Kwity Paye, this right end that I saw on Mudhead with 87 speed at right end. Good budget guy. His price won't really fluctuate being a team builder. And then finally, we pick up Tristan Wirfs, 86 right tackle for the Bucks, for a really good price of 48,000. He's currently, as of Saturday, about 65,000, so it's a good investment of a base elite at a position I did not have. And so yeah, my offensive line is looking probably the strongest part of my unit. But yeah, after that we move into the campaign solos, because I went through Forge and EA Access first, and I'm finally onto campaign. And once you complete week 3 of campaign solos, you get your team captain. Now the team captains this year are relatively underwhelming. I really like Glover. I think it was Glover, the D tackle last year. It's a position that I don't like spending money on, D tackle. But this year, the cards just aren't meta. You see who I end up picking based on their archetype. But yeah, we're gonna look into the, I think it's 4 or 5 options. Here it is, the team captain fantasy pack. And I'll start with the popular pick. I'd say is probably Jack Youngblood. I'd say he's the second best option. I just personally do not like Jack Youngblood he wears an ugly number at left end. I end up choosing an old head, but I don't like old heads on my team. But Jack Youngblood, he has at 89 overall, I think he gets to 82 speed, which is really good for a left end. He'll be probably the best edge rusher right now, him or Aaron Donald. Another option is John Lynch. Now John Lynch, he's 6'2". You can never not have enough safeties. He's just a little slow. At 89, he ends up being, I think, at 86 speed. And you can buy safeties like Adderley with 89 speed right now. And just John Lynch he's just, if he was faster, if he was 87 or 88 speed, I'd definitely choose him. And then moving on to Sean Alexander, it's the same thing. He's too slow. 86 speed to 89 overall. Raheem Mostert is a better running back. than Sean Alexander, just because of his speed. And as you can see, I end up going with Lance Allworth at 88 overall, or 89. He ends up getting 88 speed, which is it's perfectly fine when he's a route running archetype. Players like Deshaun Jackson, Deebo Samuel have 88, 89 speed. They don't have the route running that Lance Allsworth have. He has mid 85s. Once he gets to 90 with a route running archetype, his AP and abilities will be really cheap. I mean, he's going to be a meta receiver. He's a cheap meta route running receiver for the first month of the game. And after this, we continue campaign. We get rewards like on and off. This 2x gold Nat pack was good. J.K. Dobbins, Kyle Fuller, an elite Nat, but it's still, you can, if you want to put Nats into coins, it's simple. You put them into team builder sets, and you basically don't lose anything. It'd be like you selling them on the market. But yeah, moving on from that, the rest of this episode is just finishing out all of the solos. I end up finishing every solo possible. Also, I think gameplay now is on old gen. I use my 10 hours of next gen. If you have a next gen Xbox, you have 10 hours of next gen, 10 hours of old gen, same, you have your same team, same level and everything. The only difference is gameplay. And old gen is it's a lot easier to get sacks, anything really. It's just easier. As you can see, we upgrade Cam Chancellor. Cam Chancellor is going to take a while to upgrade, but he is, I think, the best Mutt Master we've had since Sean Taylor. Sam Mills was unusable, and Pat Tillman. I mean, Pat Tillman's cool. It's not Cam Chancellor. Cam Chancellor he's a beast. But yeah, after that, we end up going for our first slip of the year. Jason Sanders, an 86 kicker. I think we pick up for 43,000. And the lowest at the time was a 53K. And for me, this was a non-risky investment, because if he goes down, I'll just quick sell him for trading for 1,000 training. Thinking about powering up Tyreek Hill from the power up and the elite we got in the first episode. So we ended up posting him for 52K, but unfortunately does not sell. I think we end up selling him. I think it shows it here. We end up selling him for 47K, and then with tax, it ends up being, we didn't gain anything, unfortunately. So moving on from Jason Sanders, we end up looking at the objectives, seeing that to get XP, there was an objective that I had to open 50 packs, and I was like at 75%, so I needed to open like 15 get a player packs. So I'm like, I'll try these out for the first time of the year. I end up I'm not gonna show them. I only got 1 gold out of 12, but we end up progressing, moving him to the 70 to 74 gold upgrade set. As you can see, you'll run through them. I think we get about 7 or 8. I had low silvers that I eventually progressed up. But we end up pulling a couple of power-ups, nothing too crazy, but these sets are good. You're building your binder. I end up selling the power-ups, but low golds right now, I'm holding. To be honest, I'm waiting for team diamonds. Low golds pretty much can't go any lower in price, but they can only go up, so might as well just keep in your binder. I don't necessarily need coins right now. So we end up doing that. There we go, Jason Sanders. I end up relisting him for about 47K. He does sell. And then after that, we moving on to campaign. Campaign for the solos, like a review of campaign, it's definitely a struggle in the beginning for like rewards, but once you get past like probably to week 14, 15, the rewards, I mean the last 7 weeks or so, you get 5K, and it's like 1 solo, it's like 5K per solo, which is pretty good. And I got this mystery gridiron pack, earned 300 stars in a sequence with a 0 in parentheses. It's a mystery pack. I looked through the missions because my friends were asking. I could not find where I got this pack. It just kind of showed up. This might be a weekly objective that I just earned, even though it's locked. I don't know. But we pull Russell Wilson. My pack luck in solo challenge rewards has been amazing. I end up selling him right away for 42K. I already have Pat. And I think that will put our coin total at about, 170-ish K. On Friday night VA access, which isn't bad like at all. But yeah, we finished the campaign solos. At the end of campaign, it's kind of secluded, but you do get an elite pack for winning the Super Bowl. It's the last solo challenge, and you don't need to get all the stars in every challenge. I did get all 240 out of 240 milestone stars, and I didn't get stars like max stars on every challenge, so that's good. And there's nothing for getting max stars. There's no like Cam Chancellor token. But yeah, unfortunately, in the elite pack at the end, I do pull. Finally, my pack look ends. I end up pulling Andrew Norwell. But I think it's gonna wrap it up for this episode. For next episode, I will have gameplay. I play one of my good friends, and it is old gen gameplay, but it's the first gameplay of the year, and we will talk over prepping for the Monday night kickoff. I'll go over superstar content, what I'm planning on buying. I end up buying someone the next day, but I end up having probably about 150k going into Monday night, which isn't a lot, but I do think the market will dip a little with the MUT Superstar content, etc. So yeah, it's gonna wrap it up for episode 3 of No Money Spent. Like, comment, subscribe, do whatever the viewer has to do, and until next time, peace.